7 years after the events of the Sands of Time, following the reversal of his devastating release of the sands in the palace of Azad, the prince is haunted by a being called the Dahaka, as the prince was destined to die after releasing the sands. Seeking advice from a wise man, the prince learns the sands were created on a distant island by the Empress of Time. Despite the wise man's warnings about changing fate, the prince resolves to travel to the island and prevent the sands creation. The prince's ship is attacked by Shahadi, a servant of the empress, but he survives and washes up on the island. He chases Sahadi into the ruins and follows her through a time portal into the past, killing her in combat after finding her attacking another woman, Kailina. Despite believing the prince's efforts are futile, Kailina helps him gain access to the empress throne room. During his efforts, he is stalked by a being called the Sand Wraith, which is captured and killed by the Dahaka. Before confronting the Empress, the prince offers to take Kailina to Babylon, but she reluctantly refuses. In the throne room, Kailina reveals herself as the Empress, attacking the prince in an attempt to change her fate of death at his hands. The prince fights and kills her and returns to the present. But the Dahaka still pursues him. It was the Empress's death in the past that created the sands of time. Briefly losing hope, the prince finds a carving from the army which first recovered the sands, detailing an artifact called the Mask of the Wraith that allows the wearer to change their fate. He plans to use a time portal to bring Kailina into the present, allowing the sands to be created while negating their discovery and transportation to Azad, freeing him from the Dahaka. The mask transforms the prince into the same sand wraith which stalked him before, and he sees Kailina's effort to change her fate despite Shahadi's pessimism, and that she was fighting with a rebellious Sahadi when the prince appeared. As the sand wraith, the prince succeeds in getting his other self taken by the Dahaka instead, taking his place in the timeline and freeing him of the mask. The prince continues to the throne room, and despite his pleas to Kailina that they can change fate, she attacks him as before. The ending changes depending on whether the prince acquired a special mythical weapon called the Water Sword. With the Water Sword, the prince kills Kailina in the present as planned, and the Dahaka absorbs her and all remnants of the sands of time and absorbs the medallion of time and vanishes, hereby setting the prince free from the bound. In the alternate ending, the prince defends Kailina from the Dahaka's attack and uses the water sword to kill the time beast. The two then build a boat and leave the island, getting intimate with each other during the voyage. In both endings, Babylon is shown in flames and under attack from an invading army of the Wazir, and Farah is shown held as a prisoner, with the wise man from earlier in the game narrating, "You cannot change your fate, no man can." Additionally, in the canonical ending, a hooked dead figure is seen crowning himself as the prince, setting up the events for the next game.